Hi everyone, welcome back to Our Enchanted Budget. Today we usually do our weekly cash unstuffing and stuffing, but I wanted to talk to you guys about one thing first. For the past few weeks, I think, I've been struggling with staying under my grocery budget. And so I wasn't sure what to do. I had money in other envelopes that I could pull from, but I did it more than once in the past, I'm not really sure, month or so. And then I've been noticing that I've been kind of letting the grocery bill get higher and be more lax with it. So I wanted to kind of see the reality of how much I have been spending, and I wasn't sure if I should make this a part of the video because, you know, I just usually go straight into the stuffing, and I don't like to make serious videos. I guess I want to make videos for fun, but you know, I figured I will show you what I saw. It's a little bit embarrassing, but you know, why not? That's why this emotional support dumpling is here. And also it's kind of dark today, it's raining outside. Okay, so I'm stalling because I don't want to show this. So what I ended up doing is going into my credit card statements and writing out in the past couple months how much I spent at grocery stores or anywhere that I can tell that those were grocery related purchases, groceries or household items, but mostly groceries. And so the past 2 months basically amounts to 9 weeks. And I put the weeks because I do budgeting per week for these variable expenses. Okay, so Aldi, well, you can see all of it, but Aldi, this is about 9 to 10, so you know, maybe I went one extra time, whatever. It's not too bad. The grocery budget is $80, but I have household and health that currently gets $20 total, so in my head, $100 is the amount I can spend at a store. Okay, so, you know, it's more or less 100. But then I have Costco. This is, I went once a month. And online, and honestly, I feel like I've been, or somebody in the household has been there more than this, but this is what I had on the cards statements. With our household, we have separate kind of purses, Mr. OB and me, and then there's like a pooled money too. So like we can each go to a store and buy food, house related stuff using our own purses, but those are kind of like more like smaller purchases. Anyways, online you can see that it's pretty big, and total Aldi was $668, Costco was $198, and online was $488 in the past 9 weeks. And this is usually for things that I can't get at Aldi or Costco, and I don't want to go to like an H Mart to buy ingredients. So the total of 3 places, and in the past 9 weeks I didn't buy groceries from anywhere else, at least from what I could tell. I spent $150 per week, and that is clearly over $100. per week. No wonder I was feeling the stress and the feeling like, oh, I'm gonna go over the budget again. And I could think of a couple of reasons. When I first started the channel, I was a stay-at-home mom at the time, and I was working before that, but then I had a period where I was a stay-at-home mom, and then I'm working again. When I had more time, I know I did more meal prep and meal plan and meal prep, and I made more things from scratch, or at least bought a lot less convenience foods, a lot less snack foods, you know, that are kind of like just in case. And I also wasted a lot less food, I've noticed, because when I try to meal prep on a Sunday to last the whole week, at least until like Thursday, I sometimes overmake, and then I have to end up throwing the food away because it's, you know, I don't know if it's safe to eat anymore after that long. Or I underestimate the amount of food that we would consume, and we end up having to either rely on convenience food like the frozen food, or we have to rely on a takeout to cover, you know, until we get to the weekend. And the takeout usually Mr. OEB covers it, but if I have to estimate the amount of takeout food that we would get in a week, probably would be like 100 to 150 a week. So if I was if I was including that in the cost, we are spending like $250 a week for food, which is $250 to $300, because I don't really know how much Mr. OEB is spending on his lunches. So, you know, and that's also kind of like none of my business. But if I have to estimate, that's kind of like my guess. And as a family of 4, and the kids are still young, but also, yeah, the other thing, they've been eating more, as they should. They're growing. And when they were smaller, you know, we would spend a lot of money on fruit, but it wasn't like, you know, I mean, I wasn't really tracking the expense at the time, so it's not a fair comparison. But, so it's less time, and we need more food. So, I thought about it, and I'm pretty sure, you know, the kind of subscribers have pointed out that maybe I should revisit the budget, and I agree. I think it's time to slightly change how they are allocated. And so it's kind of like rebalancing, because I don't want to have to pull from both of our purses to put into the pooled money, more money, unless I've tried it with the amount that we are currently using. Of course, I'm thinking maybe by the end of the year, if it looks like, okay, it's just not, you know, enough, or if the financial situation changes, we'll revisit it. But for now, I want to try to just stick to the total amount, but rebalance. So on the left side, I have my current amount. So these are the envelopes in my daily binder. Grocery was 80, household is 15, health 5, gas 20, miscellaneous 20, kids 40, and personal 60. And Now I'm going to propose to change to grocery 100, household 20, health 10, gas and miscellaneous, I'm just gonna fix it to 20. Gas, I rarely go over 20. I honestly think that my gas tank is small, so, and I have a fear that like once it's past half a tank, I start thinking about, oh, I gotta go to gas station. So I never like go to like E. So I feel okay with that. And the miscellaneous, this used to be used a lot for treating the kids too. Excuse me. To treat like a smoothie or cookies or whatever, but that's coming out of the kids envelope now. So this most recently, this envelope essentially had become grocery envelope number 2. But I'm gonna keep it as 20. And then personal is gonna go from 60 to 40. So some of that money is going here. And then mini Monday is going from 30 to 20. And mini Monday, if this happens to be your first video on my channel to watch, mini Monday is the savings challenges that I do every week to save for annual expenses. And so they go into sinking funds. And so the reason why I decided to do that is I decided to, so this was the plan I made like in November or something last year. This was the goal, sinking funds, but it's evolved, as you can see, with it's crossed out, and you know, as we live through 2026, things are changing. And so I was having all these things come out from mini Monday, but I decided for now I'm going to drop gifts from the mini Monday, the fund, and I'm just going to use my weekly allowance from my purse to fund this. And it should still work out even if it's 20 a week. If it changes, you know, if we need to change the structure of how I'm doing the savings challenges and things. If this budget doesn't work out, I might have to. We'll revisit that at the time. So by dropping gifts, I'm going to drop the mini Monday to 20 per week. So this means, so this is my usual, you know, you can spend at the store money. So that's 130. And then I've got the miscellaneous that is, you know, kind of sort of grocery envelope number 2, which is 150. So in theory, I should be able to cover on average what we've been spending in the past 9 weeks. Now, you know, you might be wondering, well, why don't you just make the grocery 150 and forget about all these little categories? That is very valid if, you know, you were thinking of that question. Because I thought of it myself too. And then the reason why I decided not to is because if I am afraid that if I make grocery 150, I will spend 150 every week. And the way I'm funding the Costco, and in theory, Costco and online bulk shopping is leftover from grocery and household and stuff goes into Tiny Tuesday savings challenges. And in Tiny Tuesday, I, you know, do the challenges, and whatever I finish that month, the completed challenges, I empty them and put them in a Costco envelope. So this 150 is supposed to also cover Costco and bulk shopping. And if I put 150 in grocery, and if I use it up, where is that Costco money gonna come from? I'm probably going to end up spending more than 150 on average per week on food and household stuff. So it's kind of like a barricade in my mind, you know, like a little bucket, and I can fill the grocery grocery bucket all the way, and I still have $50, kind of. Although this miscellaneous technically goes into the vacation fund. I don't know if I will need to reconsider that, revisit that. I have to think about that, but I'm not ready to give up on my vacation fund. So my goal in my mind is to have a leftover in grocery, and then have left these mostly untouched, because I typically buy household stuff at Costco. Yeah. So groceries only went up by 20. I'm hoping that I can stay under 100. And then, you know, have enough money for Costco at the end of the month. So I'm gonna try this new budget, rebalanced budget, and maybe we'll revisit this, reassess it in the next couple months, after the next couple months, how things go, or maybe longer period of time, like 3-4 months, to see what happens. Okay, so now that's out of the way. Sorry, I was really thinking in my mind, like, how do I make this part, not dragged out so long, but I'm looking at the counter and it's like already 15-16 minutes. So I'm sorry if you were thinking just spit it out. But I think, oops, sorry. Part of me was just hesitant to show this and show my, what went through my mind. So let's just keep this here because I am going to forget. All right, so let's work on the stuffing and unstuffing, which is, if you've been here before, I do this every Saturday-ish. Okay, so groceries, to no one's surprise, I got nothing left. Nothing and nothing. Yeah, I spent all this, and I really just said, I gotta revisit the grocery, and hence this whole thing came up. All right, and gas, I actually moved the 20 that was in here, or 25 that was in here, to add to the car sinking funds, car maintenance sinking funds, to get to 125. So car sinking funds, cars maintenance sinking funds is fully funded for the next oil change and whatever else that needs to be done. Hopefully nothing major, knock on wood. All right, miscellaneous, I got nothing because groceries. Kids, I didn't use any, so I still have $40 in here. Personal, I didn't use any. So typically it's $60, but when I have leftover from the previous week, I just put it back. But yeah. Oh, that reminds me, I need to get 1 second. All right, sorry. I was reminded that I needed to get $100, so 40 and 60 in placeholder money to add to my Christmas fund. So, okay, now I'm just gonna leave this money here because I'm gonna take the 60 out as placeholder and put it in sinking funds and put the 60 back in here. So there is the net change is 0. So, all right, so groceries, let's make sure I have the right amount. So I need 130, 50, 70, 250. All right, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Did I? Oh, see, I was thinking, why would that not add up? It's because I'm not actually like, the net change is 0, actually negative 20 now. So 150, 170, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 170. And I actually need to take a 20 out of here. Yeah. Okay, so all right, groceries, 1, 2, 3, 4, $100. And my goal is to have some left over, but I won't be mad at myself if I actually spent all of it. Okay. All right. And household, I am going to put 20. I don't think I need much because I realized I ran out of shampoo and conditioner for myself. So I had to buy that, and then I also had to buy, or didn't have to buy, but I wanted to get an extra bottle of kids like shampoo wash combined thing. Health is $10. Okay, and then gas is same, 20. So I have 22, and I do need to go to the gas station because I meant to do it, but we have just been too busy. Life has just been very busy. Miscellaneous is 20. And kids, 40 stays here. And then now personal has, I took the 20 out, so it should have 40 plus whatever was remaining from the previous week. So I have 53. Well, I guess one good thing about life being busy is I don't really have time to be spending personal money. And it's been kind of cold. So what I used the personal money, a lot of the personal money was for food, unless it's like some kind of big expense for an event or whatever. A kind subscriber told me it's called hyperfixation food. I sometimes get obsessed with one kind of food or beverage. Like there was a time I was obsessed with mocha, and then I was obsessed with pastries from like a certain bakery, and then I've been most recently obsessed with donuts. Cream filled donuts. Yes, they're all not great for your health, but you know, it's good for my soul. So but the weather has been bad, so I haven't really been motivated to go outside, go out of my way to go get any of these specialty coffee or tea drinks, which is good. And for the pastries, I have been buying them at Aldi, just, you know, get it over with when I'm already there. That's another reason why the grocery budget was higher, or grocery bill was higher, because I was buying all those extra confections. Okay, anyways, this video is already long enough, I'm sure. Okay, so the other thing I need to do is put money into some of the envelopes in the sinking funds. So education gets $100 every week because my oldest goes to piano and dance, and that alone is $200. But I am also trying to, at least this year, I'm trying to fund music and dance from this envelope. We'll see how it goes. I think this year it'll be fine. It might be a problem once my youngest also starts music and piano and dance, but seeing my oldest, who is gonna be 5 soon, I think I've started the lesson at the right time, because it's even if it's 30 minutes, it's hard for her to just sit there and be focused one-on-one with the teacher. And she's pretty good at, focusing on things, especially if it's something she's interested in. Now, at home, it's a different story, but and then seeing my youngest, there is no way she can sit there for 30 minutes and pay attention and, learn meaningfully. So I think, I don't think I need to worry about the expense for the tuition for that lesson doubling for a while. Okay, and then the two other envelopes. So the car insurance, I put $30 every week. And this is placeholder money because I don't like to keep a lot of cash at home for safety reasons. And also, this gets paid. I use credit card for the most part because I also don't like to carry a lot of cash with me for safety reasons. So how I do it is these just come out directly from the credit card, so I have to log in to check. But for the weekly, when I go to the store and I, consciously spend that money, I come home and immediately take out the amount of money so I can see visually, obviously. I can check visually how much money I have left, because that helps me kind of stay on track. I've tried to do it in my head or just write it down in my phone. Didn't work for me. And because I was thinking, you know what, just forget it. It's fine. So, budget was kind of sort of there, but kind of sort of not there, because I wasn't following them at all. And I didn't even know that I wasn't really following them because I wasn't keeping track like this. Okay, so Christmas, I'm going to add 100 because I didn't use the 40 for kids and 60 for me last week. So I'm going to put 100 in here. And that personal allowance is going to fund. I'm really glad I did this because otherwise I wouldn't even know where to put the money. So right now I'm focused on Christmas, which the goal is $1,000. But Father's Day is probably going to come up first. Beauty, I usually just buy something at the end of the year to replenish whatever I used up. Birthday, well, I'm guessing I was thinking I'll just put it from the weekly allowance leftover, or I kind of just spend it from the weekly allowance. I just buy that from that because we don't spend a lot of money on birthday present, maybe like 50. I mean, that still is a lot of money, but like, compared to Christmas, it's not as much. And then, yep, the gifts. This is kind of like gifts that are for, friends' birthday parties or what have you. Yep, and buffer, I added it, but I put them back in the parentheses because I wasn't really sure, like, if I needed them. Because what I end up doing, and then medical is such a wild horse for me, or wild card, not horse, wild card for me. This year, I've been hit with a lot of medical expense because I need to get my crown replaced, and that is, from what I heard, is gonna be $700 plus. Where's that money coming from? From my savings. Because, yeah, I try to save money from my every paycheck, certain amount of money, so that when big bills like this come out, I don't go into credit card debt, because that is you know, that has a very high interest rate. And I used to be able to do more of that. Not the credit card did, the saving when I had a previous position, but you know, it's fine. I'm still enjoying my job, so, and I'm very, 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 very grateful to have a job, and especially in this time. So that was all the cash on stuffing and stuffing I had today. Not much was unstuffed, as you saw, and I shared with you how much I was spending and my guess as to why, and my new budget. So thank you if you stayed till the end. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoy the content, or if you maybe resonated with the content, or if you're also trying to think of how to make the grocery budget work, please subscribe, like, comment, and share. And I hope to see you in the next video, and I hope you have a great weekend. Bye.